Hey guys, Natasha with the 1407 Planners here, and in my last video I showed you how to pick maybe your basic first 4 inserts to get started with planning. And in this video I'm going to show you how I put those inserts to use. In a very basic way, it's non-decorative, it's just using your planner and not worrying. No worries on handwriting or how it looks, just putting it to good use and being effective with your planning. So the first thing I did was I just kind of wrote out a couple things in July so we could so I could show you how to plan a week. And another thing I wanted to go over was why I picked this insert. So this insert is a dated monthly. Again, you could do undated. The reason I do dated, that's already dated, is because when I go to get my hair done on the 14th and we make my next appointment, I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 5, 6 weeks, and then when I'm there, I just have to stand there and write hair again. I know that my dog pills have to be about the 13th every month, and I just go through and I write these things down. I don't worry about how this layout looks at all. Now, if I get to a month and I want to decorate it, then I can pull out my undated and I can go, okay, now I want this month to look really pretty. But for my basic actual planner, I throw this in there and I always have it for I'm going to call it my baseline. This is pretty much where everything resides until we move it into a week. So now I'm going to go ahead and because this week has actually stuff in it, we're going to do the 9th through the 15th. And I am going to go ahead and use the insert that is very popular. It is just our week on 2 tracker. Now, all these that I'm showing you, I am using in B6. So this particular insert is not identical like this in another size, but we do have lots of options in all sizes. And if this weekly doesn't work for you, we have lots of other ones as well. And like I said, I'm using personally, I don't use this one, but because it is so popular, I thought it would be best to show you how you can use it without feeling like you have to sticker it up and get everything looking good. My planning is pretty much all practical. Every once in a while it's fun to throw some stickers down, but keeping it practical is great. Now, you can take these out of the elastic to go, but to be honest, the way I do it is I just sit here and go back and forth. The other reason I go back and forth is because it kind of trains my planner to lay more and more flat all the time. Like this one is not my actual planner, so mine lays really flat because I'm always flipping back and forth. So, okay, so we're gonna put down, and I know this is Colin, so he has camp at 10 o'clock these 3 days, and then I have work these 3 days. So the one thing I know that I try to do is just write things, but I do try to keep them semi in the same place. So camp at 10 for 3 days. I'm just gonna write Colin camp 10 a.m. And I do not have the best handwriting, but don't be afraid because it's just making you effective, not making you. So there's that. Then let's see. So I'm supposed to work 9 to 11, 9 to 11, 1 to 8, but I made a doctor's appointment that day. So, yeah, we're just going to have to cross that off and not move it because I'm going to have to make myself a note, like Monday, call to cancel doctor. And then work, and then I'm going to put my work schedule kind of I'll probably put it down here. Work 9 to 11, work 9 to 11, and then work on Thursday, 1 to 8. And a lot of times I don't put the numbers up here. However, for simplicity's sake, while we're doing this, I'm going to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends. But in this case, I'm going to. So then Wednesdays, those are paydays. Payday! And then on Friday, I know I have to give my dogs dog pills. And Saturday, I have a hair appointment at 1. Hair. 1 p.m. And Sunday, I'm leaving for vacation starts. That's where I may put a fun sticker. There's probably going to be nothing else going on that day. Obviously, Saturday, we're going to have to, you know, pack. And then to-dos, because I know we're leaving the next week, we're going to have to pick up poo, mow, the fun things. I know I have a bag of clothes I need to donate. The tracker, I'm going to track that I take my medication in the morning, that I take my vitamin, and that I do my exercise. I can't think of anything else for the last two, but I can save those for later or ignore them, cover them up, doodle on top of them. When I'm on the phone, I tend to doodle a lot in my planner, just coloring and like geometric whatevers. And then for food, we do not have the menu planned yet for this week, but I know on Tuesdays we have fish, Wednesdays are out, and Sunday will be vacation, so we won't plan a meal. Yeah, I can't do our whole meal for the week. So this is essentially then what it looks like and is very ready to go, simple. It's got the basics that we have to do, and then each day, even I can fill in what I want to get done that day. So again, I've just done this as practically as possible, writing stuff down. I know that I'm going to accomplish, you know, doing this, you know, work. When it's payday, that's also the day that I know that I sit down and bill pay. So, you know, those go hand in hand for me. And that is pretty much it, except for the normal things I want to accomplish that day, whether it's, you know, I want to clean the kitchen, or I want to mop, or I want to, you know, do something for my business, whatever it is, then I can use the rest of the section. Now, so it doesn't become overwhelming though. Personally, this is how I do it. The only thing I do a little different to add a little pop is, and it's not even pop, but I use highlighters. That way, so I can put anything for Colin in red. I can put my work schedule in, let's say, blue. And then if I decide, like I'm going to do some cleaning or whatnot on a certain day, or whenever I decide to add mowing to a day, if I decide to, instead of just crossing it off this list, I can do those in a different color. So I could say I want to do clean, and I'm not going to say I'm going to do that for sure right now, but I'm showing you how I can use the highlighters further to help me break this up. I want to clean the kitchen this day, and then I also am going to create $3 Thursday listing. And then here I know that I'm going to turn on $3 Thursday. I'm going to turn off $3 Thursday. And then also know Saturday, right before we leave, I also clean the bathrooms. That way they are clean when we get home. So now I can do my cleaning in, let's say, purple. And I can do my work stuff in green. So in all honesty, this is pretty much how my planner looks on a weekly basis. Sure, sometimes I add stickers for fun. Sometimes I, would put a sticker here, cover a sticker here. But outside of using stickers to plan, this is how I plan. I plan very practically, write things down, and it is nice. These highlighters are fantastic because they're, I don't know, these are a lot more fun than the highlighters I grew up with. So they're very, they don't seem to smear. So they work, they're great. They don't bleed through. And we now have work for my business. We have work. I have to go to the office. I have my cleaning, Collins stuff, and then we still have room to write stuff. I don't write pretty, and I didn't try to write different than how I normally do for this. So this is genuinely what it looks like, which to me is okay because I'm accomplishing what I need to accomplish without feeling overwhelmed. So don't be afraid. You don't have to, make your planner something other than what you want it to be. The other two inserts that I have in here are the meal and grocery, which again, this would be something where we would put the fish, and we usually have rice, and we have a veggie. We know Wednesdays are typically out, and this is vacation. So this one is a little harder, but let me just act like we're gonna have spaghetti. So I would put spag sauce, spag noodles, my poor husband with my grocery list, fish, and we probably have rice in the cabinet. I'll have to check. But then I would put veggie, and then he knows to get what looks good, and then I would just keep going with what we need for each meal down the page, and then I would also, put things like the toilet paper, anything else he needs to get, I would just keep going. So there's how that one's just super easy. One of our most popular inserts, and and you're done. The other one we have that I had recommended was some sort of bill pay, whether it's our bill pay, which is just bills, or this one where you're tracking if you're putting in your savings, paying off debt, or if you have other expenses. I do not use this for going to the grocery store, the things that I know I'm doing on a monthly basis. I use this for unexpected expenses because there's only 5 lines. So, you might not be able to get every expense ever on there. But like if you're, I had to go buy a birthday gift, or I had to do something out of the ordinary. That's what I use this for. So house, phone, electric, water, insurance. I'm sure I have a few more. I just can't think of them right now. And then I just put they're due the 1st, 18th, 8th. And yeah, they're out of order, but the way I pay bills is I do it every payday. It's the way I've done it for 20 some years. So I get paid on a payday, and then I pay everything from the probably the 12th. So yeah, the 12th, let's go back to here, through the 18th. So anything that falls between the 12th and the 18th, I would go and I would pay it. These would have already been checked off. So that's the way I do it. But again, that's why I don't care if they're out of order, because I just go, okay, there's one there, and I grab them. So those, again, are the 4 inserts that I would start off with, and then hopefully this showed you how to at least feel like you could get started without trying to do too much, and hopefully it gives you a little basic start of planning. Thank you guys for joining me.